Hey, good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great day. I wanted to come on tonight to talk to you a little bit about. I was blown away tonight at curriculum night for my daughter. So my Emma is in seventh grade, and I went to a curriculum night at her middle school. And I have to tell you, when I was getting ready to go, I was not so thrilled about going. Been a long day. I sort of just, I was really ready just to kick back and relax and hang out with the kids and read to my son, who was begging me to read to him another chapter out of his Bearded Dragon book. Right. And that's really what I wanted to do. I really just wanted to be home tonight with the kids. And my husband, in all his kindness, actually offered very nicely to go to curriculum night for me tonight. But I felt bad because he did swim night last night. He got to go and sit through the swim orientation last night and learn all about what we're going to need to know for being on winter swim team, which is a whole nother ball game for those of you guys who have done winter swim team. Wow, so different. We're used to summer swim team, which is like laid back and, easygoing, and it's not so much the same with winter swim team, but that's okay. We're excited for it. My kids are really excited for it. So it'll be an adventure this winter, right? And we'll see if we do it again next winter, right? Let's make it through the first. So I went to curriculum night tonight, and I have to say, I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad that I heard the stuff that I heard. Not about necessarily specifics of what they're going to be learning, but the philosophies of what are going on in the school is just, I'm loving it, and I'm thrilled because it really is coincides with what I teach her, what I teach you, what I talk about all the time. And those top two things, there were two things that jumped out at me. One of them, her art teacher was talking about that she is starting this campaign this year. Hey, Gail, she is starting this campaign this year on being mindful. Okay. And she said she's, several days a week, she's starting her morning off with a mindfulness activity. Wow. Right? Mindfulness is so important. Right? Being mindful of what's going on around, being mindful of your emotions, being mindful of the people that are around you, being mindful of all these things. That's what she's going to be talking about. And these are the same things that I talk so much about with my kids, with my clients, with everything, right? Is really being aware and being mindful of how you feel and what you're thinking and how your life is. And so I was really just so impressed. I mean, this was coming from the art teacher who could just have them come in and start drawing or whatever, or work on whatever project they're working on. But she's taking this focus and she's making a specific plan for this year, for her year, to focus on teaching these kids about mindfulness. Wow, how powerful was that? So that's her first period was that. So I was already blown away, right? And I'm going through all the classes, and all the teachers are tapping into things like this and about teamwork and about, working together and all the things that we're hearing a lot in school. So some of that wasn't really surprising to me. But then when I was in her social studies class, right, he was talking about how he does the grading. And he was talking about that during the first semester, a big chunk of the grades come from work that they have to do and that they have to turn in, and less from tests, right? Less from, and then as the year goes on, each grading period, those kinds of assignments, right? That is just, if you follow the directions and you do the work, you get full credit for. Those things become a smaller percentage of the grade. And the exams, and really teaching what you've learned and showing what you've learned and being able to articulate what you've learned becomes a bigger part of the grade. And by the end of the year, by the last quarter of the year, that's 100% of the grade. Those daily assignments don't bear any weight on their grade by the end of the year. And one of the things he said to me, he said not just to me, but he said to the class, he said to all the parents, he said, I do it this way because I'm creating new habits in small pieces throughout the year. He said, no kid who is getting A's and B's in the first 3 quarters don't get A's and B's in the last thing, because we've taught them in small habits. I've taught them throughout the year how to do this and built this in, so then it becomes second nature. And wow, that really blew me away. That blew me away more than the mindfulness piece, because that's so much what I talk about with all of my clients, right? When somebody comes on a program, I don't say, okay, let's change your eating, let's change your hydration, let's change your emotion, let's change your sleep, let's change your surroundings, let's change your mindset. All in one piece, right? We have 6 micro habits that we work through. I don't say, okay, today we're going to change it all, right? Because that's not going to work. That's not going to last. And people who think that's going to last are crazy, right? We do the exact same thing. small pieces. We add in one thing, then we add in the next, and then we add in the next. And by the end of somebody's weight loss piece of their journey, they've got it down pat, right? Just like these kids when they're learning how to learn and learning how to work in the classroom, by the end of the school year, they've got it down pat. They've learned these new habits, and Amy, it is awesome. It is really, really awesome, because it just goes to show that the way our system is set up for helping people get healthy, that's what works. That is what works in anything that we're doing, any form of life. It's what works. And so I was blown away. Like, I was really impressed by the teacher, and I walked up to him at the end and I complimented on him. I said, I love it, right? Because this is how we teach our kids, and this is how we teach everybody, right? Small baby steps. When we take teeny tiny baby steps and we start doing things, all of a sudden we look back at the end of whatever, at the end of the school year, at the end of our weight loss phase of our journey, whatever, and we've made real changes. We haven't just taken a baby step. We've taken a whole lot of baby steps, which has gotten us really far, right? And that's what is amazing. Somebody actually asked a question tonight about my program, specifically asking if it was the right program for them, right? And the answer that I came back with was, if you're willing and ready to embrace the whole program, not just look at it as a quick fix diet, right? That works. I'll tell you, I can guarantee you results. No question. Look at all the before and afters I post. They're all real. They're all real people, right? They're all people with real results. I can guarantee you those results. You stick to the plan. You follow the plan that I lay out for you. You're going to lose the weight, okay? There's no question in that. But how are you going to keep that weight off? You're going to keep that weight off by creating new small habits. And that when you get to that weight loss goal, you don't fall back to the old habits. And not falling back to the old habits doesn't mean that you're going to eat the same things that you ate during the weight loss phase, right? Whatever plan you're on with me, right? It doesn't mean that. It means that you're going to continue to work on those small habits. You're going to continue to focus on eating 6 small meals a day. Means you're going to continue to drink your water. It means you're going to continue to add to your healthy motion. All of those things, they're going to change how you do them. But it's possible to do it, right? I actually had somebody ask me today, she's about 10 pounds from her goal. She's rocked the program. She's lost 60 pounds so far. She's rocked the program. And she said to me, she's like, how am I going to keep this off when I'm done? And I said, you know how you're going to keep this off when you're done? I said, you're going to stick with me. You're not going to say goodbye that you've lost the weight and stop talking to me. You're going to utilize me even more, right? You're going to continue. We're going to create your next set of plans, right? And you're going to continue to stick with me, and you're going to continue to answer the phone when I call, right? And we're going to work together, because it gets harder when you've reached that goal, because that's when we tend to slip back into our old things, right? And so anybody that you know that's done my program that hasn't kept the weight off, I can guarantee to you they're not still talking to their coach. I can guarantee to you they're not still coming into the community support. I can guarantee to you they're not using nutrition support. I can guarantee to you they are not working their life book anymore, right? They've gone back to what they were doing before, right? Maybe slowly, maybe not all at once, right? But we all do that. That's natural. So I was so, like I said, I was so blown away to hear my daughter's teacher talking this way, right? And to relate it into education and how they're teaching the kids at school, or how he's teaching the kids at school. I don't know that all of them are, but right? But that his grading system was specifically set up, and he used the words, I'm teaching them new habits, right? Wow, I loved it. I loved it. So whenever we're trying to make change in our life, I don't care whether it's health or not health, right? Small habits, small pieces. Set yourself up for success, right? Set yourself up for success with small baby steps, because then once you take a whole bunch of small baby steps, you're going to turn around and look back, and you're going to have gone really, really, really far. So it's super important, right? And if your kids' schools aren't doing that, maybe talk to their teachers and ask them about that, because I can't imagine that he's the only teacher teaching this way. Oh, my dog wants to go out. I can't imagine that he's the only one teaching this way, but I loved it. And I loved that I heard these things coming from her teachers, and that what she is learning at her school is echoing in different ways the same things that I'm teaching here. So that message is getting pulled across, and it's actually a conversation, because he said that he explained it to them the same way he explained it to us. So it's something that tomorrow when I talk to her about it, I'm going to tie that together and show her how it's the same thing, because it's really cool and it's really important, and it's an amazing lesson to teach our kids about creating change in their life. to be able to adapt to things and to do it in small bite-sized pieces so that all of a sudden then we've made a huge change. So I hope you have a great night. I got to go let my dog out. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye.